Hello everybody, welcome back to Plum Figgy. This is Tammy. Alright, so gonna have a little bit of a different video today. Well, I'm not sharing a project, so I guess I feel like that's a little different because I feel like that's all I've done lately. So I want to craft with you guys, and my collaged little booklets have been kind of popular. So I thought, well, I don't know that I've really shown you exactly how I go about putting those together. And I was going to put one together similar to the Santa Claus one that I had just done. And so what I had done for that one was I took actual vintage music, Christmas music, and used that as my collage on the front. And then on the back side, I used my typical just, writing paper style. So since I actually don't have any more vintage Christmas paper, so I decided to go out and see what kind of printables I might find that would work. So on the left here we have, it's called Christmas Songs, 14 Vintage Holidays Music from Retro Wall Decor. And these are both, you can find them both on Etsy, and I'll have a link to the digital kits down below in the description if you're interested. And then these are from Eternal Alchemy, and it's called Illustrated Antique Christmas Sheet Music. So each of these has an illustration on the top. So yeah, okay, so let me put my other phone away here, because I had that for my cheat sheet. So these are just going to be a bunch. What I liked about these was, especially these are a lot of different tones, and I like to do that on my collages. Even though it's neutral, I like having the different tones. So, okay, colors. And then these I liked because obviously the images are really cool. But honestly, for this, I don't know how much of that image we're going to use. So I'll probably lean a little bit more on tearing these up instead of the images. Okay, so here is my base. I've already kind of I've already taken it apart and used a portion of it. So one panel of this is already gone. But basically all I do is, in the back of all the paper bags, there is a seam. And so I just tear down that seam and then tear it open on the bottom. So you're usually going to have a little bit more rips and tears down here, but I've been able to make that work too. And so sorry, God, that was loud. Oh my goodness. So from there, all I do, and I'm trying to be quiet here because my kitten is just, he loves playing on paper bags and in them. So he's gonna come up here and want to play. So I just follow the seam of the bag and literally just rip down it with my ruler. And I know you guys probably can't see all of this, so sorry about that. Let me try and finish this quickly, and then the loud noisiness will be done. Okay. I'm gonna just save this other piece for another time. And we'll work on this one. And okay, all the noisiness is done now. Okay, so on the paper bag, obviously I've got some writing here. My writing papers are probably going to be more see-through than these papers are, but I'm just going to hold this up and, yeah, I can't see through this. So I'm going to use this side for my music paper side, and literally all I'm going to do is start ripping, and I'm ripping away from the front so that I don't have all the white there. And I'm just gonna rip away the sides. Actually, I probably don't even need to do that. I could, oh, that's, okay. Sorry, I'm thinking now. So that I don't waste so much, but there will be a little bit of waste because of the way I'm doing this. But what I could do actually is just glue this so that the edge of it is just beyond the bottom of the bag. So okay, so really not a lot of science behind it. But I think what I'll do is just kind of have the camera going while I work on this, and I think if there's need for a voiceover, I'll add voiceover, but I'm just going to turn on my TV and see what's on TV, and I'll be back with more in a little bit. All right. Okay, so we've got the back done. I'm going to lift you up even a little bit taller. I can't, yeah. Okay, you're a little bit better in view now. Okay, so we've got the back done. Now, or the front, sorry. I'm thinking ahead. Now I'm going to work on the back side, and I've got this big, huge box of paper. I really need to go through this. But I'm going to pull out some bits and pieces that I want to use on this back side. So let's see, this will be good. A lot of this is really just the leftover pieces from my recent journals. If anyone makes journals, you'll know that you have a lot of pieces like this that they just kind of collect. So I tend to use a lot of those kinds of pieces. This is from an antique piano roll, which I will use some of that. Yeah, got some really great tea dyeing here, so I hate to throw that away. I even try to use up some book page where there's no writing or whatnot. Here's another part of a book page, so I'll use the back side of that. Got some darker papers. Let's see. A little piece. So what I like to do is pull some papers out beforehand so that it's not quite as overwhelming. I got an awful lot of these little bits and pieces, so I don't know how many of these I really want to use. And honestly, when it comes to one like this is awfully small, so I'll probably throw these into the trash. They're not as easy to work with. But let's see, I've got an awful lot of them, so there's some good ones in there. It's just you gotta kind of dig. Yeah, I've pulled out way more than I typically use. I need a better system for this because it's not working very well for me right now. I'm seeing some lined paper down there, so pull some of those out. I like to keep it a little bit, oh, here we go, that'll help. Okay, I like to keep it interesting so that it's not all the same piece of paper, or kind of paper. I could use these, but I tend not to. I don't know, maybe I will at some point, but okay. Yeah, I need to go through this. I've been making a lot of journals lately. So it's probably time to kind of go through this and get rid of some of the stuff that I'm not ever going to use. This one we'll save for another time for a collage. Yeah, I got way more here than I can fit on this page, but I'll save these. I like to use one or a couple of these throughout on this size of a, I guess, board. Honestly, I don't know how many I'll use because I'll try and use as many of the smaller pieces as I can. But yeah, so this is pretty much what I do, and I'll just move all of this up here to the top where you probably can't see, and I tend to just start in the bottom left corner, and like you saw on the front side, at first I'll just glue directly down onto, or just use the paper bag to glue directly down, or put my glue stick on, because we're going to glue over that eventually anyway, so why not use it? And yeah, so it's pretty much, this side actually takes a bit longer because the pieces of paper are so much smaller. But yeah, just like before, what I'll do is turn on some music, I suppose, or speed it up and talk you through it. We'll see. As I'm editing this, I'll decide what'll work better. Sure, there's a nice big piece. But yeah, I just like to kind of put them on randomly in different directions. This is if you're overwhelmed by a project that you're working on, or like, I know for me, there's times when I need to kind of think through a problem with a project that I've got, or how I'm going to accomplish something. And for me, I don't know, I'm hopefully not too different, but I tend to really not be able to get it out of my mind until I can find a solution. And so this actually helps me to just sit and think, like sit and think about what the problem is. And yeah, this is way too small. That's a really cool piece of paper, but we're gonna throw that one away. Oh, that one hurt. This is a really nice way to just kind of clear your mind. Let yourself just follow your... Don't think about what you're doing here so much, and just kind of, think about whatever you've got in your mind. So I'm just randomly choosing pieces of paper from my little pile and finding a place where they will fit in whatever direction it may be. And I'm really not thinking any more about it than that. Other than I do try to vary my tones, my paper tones that I'm using. Like this, I probably wouldn't do too many of the same color right next to each other. But even then, it doesn't really matter, because we're going to be cutting this into smaller pieces anyway. And so, it just doesn't, you're not going to really notice it in the end too much anyway. So, plus this is, what I've found was, as I'm doing this, like, as I do it, sometimes I'm thinking, oh, this isn't going to turn out well at all. And then in the end, it's gorgeous after it's all said and done. So here what you saw is I do another thing where I try to stagger where the end pieces meet. So like I could have lined this piece, I could have lined this bigger piece up with this one, but I didn't want it to be completely straight right there. So that is one other thing I do. Or like here, I could put this there and then have it hang over, but why do that? Like, oh, sorry, can you even see? I'm gonna end this at the end and just let it be wherever it is down here. And that helps to add to the interest as well. So little things like that, I guess I'm thinking about, but really other than that, I'm listening to whatever I'm listening to, or, if there's a book on tape. Ooh, that aged me, didn't it? An audiobook. Oops, that's not straight. Is really more so what I'm, thinking about. Oftentimes I'm listening to a movie, and there's so many movies that I just find this funny. So there are so many movies that I've watched. I'm not watching them, I'm listening to them. And I don't know about you guys if you're doing this stuff too. Don't even bother trying to watch an action movie while you're crafting, because literally it's just a bunch of music and groans and grunts and things blowing up, and you really don't know what's going on. It's honestly just background noise with a little bit of talking here and there. Like the Bourne trilogy, I love, or I guess it's not a trilogy anymore, but the Bourne movies. I absolutely love those movies, but it sucks because I can never watch them while I'm crafting because I don't know what's going on. So, yeah, so it's that kind of stuff that I'll just put on, something probably I've seen before so I know what actually is going on, and all I have to do is listen or documentary or something like that. But anyway, so this is really, there's no secret to it, and everybody's gonna do it their own way, so I say just have fun with it and do what comes naturally, and in the end it's gonna look good anyway. So yep. Alright, so I'm just gonna keep going, and I might cut out some of it. I don't know how much of this you really want to watch, but I'll meet you back when it's time to cut these up for our cards. So we've got our master board.